the uncontacted tribe were speaking in monkey calls.
Yeah, he was like, get out of there. And he was like, because they will use the Tinamu calls.
Deep in the unexplored regions of the world lie tribes who have never met the outside world. Over thousands of years, these groups have developed abilities that leave scientists completely baffled. Explorers and even Joe Rogan have gone deep into the secrets of these extraordinary skills.
He got in the water and like crawled like a turtle and like escaped. I think there's like over 100 different groups across the Amazon.
Feats that seem to break the very laws of physics. Some can hold their breath underwater longer than any human should. Others move with impossible speed and agility, navigating cliffs and forests like no one else on Earth. In this video, we uncover 5 tribes whose abilities challenge reality itself. But before we dive in, if you want to see more incredible stories like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join us on this journey into the unbelievable. Starting with this indigenous tribe that breathes underwater longer than any human on Earth. With the development of modern technology, divers can easily travel to the depths of the ocean using special apparatus. However, there is a tribe that has never set their eyes on this diving equipment, yet can easily breathe underwater for up to 4 minutes. Meet the Moken people, a group of people who don't really have a place to call home. They originally relocated from South China and now dwell on the islands and villages off the mainlands of Thailand and Burma. Today, they're commonly referred to as the Sea Gypsies, majorly because their entire lifestyle is centered around the sea. They live off the sea, collecting food, free diving, and living on boats known as kabangs, which are usually separated from the mainland. However, this special gift has been both a blessing and a curse. Due to their unique nature, the Moken people have been treated unfairly by the mainland people of Thailand. But despite the persecution, these tribes continue to thrive, spending time with their families and hunting for seafood on the open sea. Because their entire lives are centered around the water, they have a vast knowledge of the sea and live entirely off fishing and beachcombing. Even when they need other materials like petrol and food like rice, they simply exchange their catch with outsiders. This is the only time they come in contact with the outside world. However, the most fascinating story about this tribe involves their children. You see, the Moken's diet is mostly composed of fish. To catch their daily meal, young tribe members free dive without scuba gear of any kind. They've done this so much that their bodies have evolved over the years. Now they can hold their breath for up to 4 minutes compared to the average person who can only spend 30 to 90 seconds. In addition, the tribe also enjoys unbelievably sharp vision underwater. Young kids from this tribe spend much of their days in the waters diving for seafood. This ability isn't just reserved for the upper echelons of the tribe, though. As a matter of fact, anyone can easily learn this skill. And all it takes is just a little practice. As soon as the world got to know that these tribesmen existed, news of their impressive diving abilities soon spread far and wide. It didn't take long for scientists to storm their habitat, seeking the secrets behind their unusually powerful vision. In the year 1999, Anna Gislen from the University of Lund came to the Moken tribes as part of a special research program. Gislen, accompanied by her daughter, came to Thailand to get herself acquainted with the tribe. Whenever the tides came in, the Moken children splashed around in the water, diving down to pick up food that lay meters below what she and her daughter could see. They had their eyes wide open, fishing for clams, shells, and sea cucumbers with no problem at all. She said Gislen figured that in order for the Moken children to see clearly underwater, they must have either picked up some adaptation that fundamentally changed the way their eyes worked, or they had learned to use their eyes differently underwater. Speaking of special abilities, Ever heard of the tribe with skin so tough they don't feel pain? That's the Hadza tribe. The Hadza tribe, also known as the Hadzabe, is one of the last remaining true hunter-gatherer societies in the world. Located between the soda waters of Lake Eyasi and the escarpments of the Great Rift Valley in Tanzania, this tribe of approximately 1,300 people has remained largely unchanged for thousands of years. Living in harmony with nature, the Hadza rely solely on what the forest provides, avoiding modern tools and farming methods. They are recognized as one of the oldest and most authentic tribal groups in Africa. What sets the Hadza apart is their tough skin, so resilient that they can eat honeycombs filled with bees without flinching. They've developed immunity or resistance to bee stings, a rare biological adaptation that scientists and visitors find astonishing. Beehives in their region are guarded by aggressive soldier bees and often located high in baobab trees. Yet Hadza tribesmen fearlessly climb and extract honey, consuming it raw. Their unique ability to withstand bee venom is a result of generations of direct exposure in the wild. But the Hadza's relationship with honey does not end there. They share a mutual bond with birds, mostly with a honey guide, which leads them to beehives. Hadza tribespeople whistle and shout a special tune, prompting the birds to guide them to hidden hives. After smoking out the bees using fire, the Hadza collect honey from the hive, but leave leftover wax and remnants for the birds, an interesting example of cooperation between humans and animals. The Hadza lead a nomadic lifestyle, hunting game every day with bows of animal tendons and arrows tipped with poisonous tree bark. The practices are very efficient and highly ritualized. For example, if the hunter downs an animal, he decorates the bow with its skin as a trophy. Meat is eaten immediately and given to others. No food is kept for later consumption. Each fresh day is filled with new hunting and gathering practices, with all tubers, berries, the fruit of the baobab, some more honeycomb, and undoubtedly fleshy meat, as that's all that gives completeness to their diet. They have great survival capacities as well as a unique human biology. The Hadza are threatened with increasing modernity and land loss, but still remain quite resilient and hold strong to the traditions. Their skin is pain-resistant, and their partnership with nature is a rare and powerful connection to Earth, which continues to influence and fascinate researchers, anthropologists, and travelers worldwide. While the Hadza tribe is quite impressive, it still pales in comparison to the superhuman strength of the Maori tribe. Emerging from East Polynesia, the Maori tribe arrived in New Zealand in several waves of canoe voyages, roughly between 1320 and 1350. For centuries, this indigenous tribe has occupied New Zealand. Their distinctive costumes portray an expression of their heritage, reflecting their deep connection to the land and their ancestral spirits. When these groups arrived on the island, their canoes carried not just people, but also a collective spirit. Over time, various tribes like the Iwi and Hapu were formed in different regions. Each of these tribes developed its own identity and traditions, setting them apart from one another. The Maori are especially known for their rich and vibrant culture, expressed through their language, art, music, and dance. One of their most iconic cultural expressions is the traditional war dance known as the haka, which holds immense cultural significance. The haka is performed with powerful, synchronized movements, not something just anyone can do, and includes fierce vocal chants. Members of the tribe are so strong and well-conditioned that they're considered among the most naturally fit tribes on the planet. During the haka, they display intense facial expressions used to express emotion, convey messages, and welcome visitors. The dance serves as a symbol of unity, strength, and resilience for the Maori people. But that's not the most interesting part of this tribe. Over the years, Maori combat culture has earned them a reputation as some of the most fearsome warriors in the South Pacific. With unique body markings and traditional tattoos, moko, covering their bodies, the men and women of this tribe easily struck fear into the hearts of their enemies. They were among the most dangerous warriors ever encountered by the British. During colonial encounters, the Maori showcased a strong combat code and a lengthy history of warfare, defending their lands with unmatched intensity. Learning to be a warrior begins from a young age. Children start training early in the use of distinctive weaponry, traditional fighting methods, and, of course, the now famous haka. By adulthood, tribesmen are strong and disciplined enough to defend the tribe and uphold its warrior legacy. While the Maori have faced numerous challenges throughout history, including colonization and cultural assimilation, they have managed to preserve their identity and traditions. Today, Maori culture is an integral part of New Zealand society, respected, celebrated, and legally recognized. If you thought the body painting of the Maori was intense, wait until you see the tribe that literally walks around looking like actual creepy skeletons. In the heart of Minda, in the Simbu province of Papua New Guinea, is a community with a rich and captivating history known as the Skeleton Tribe. Embedded within their culture are unique practices and traditions that have been passed down through history. The origins of the Skeleton Tribe can be traced back to an intriguing history. About 200 years ago, a significant number of their hunters went hunting in the mountains, but unfortunately, they never came back. This mysterious disappearance raised an alarm among the village dwellers. As a result of this incident, a group of brave warriors descended into the mountain to explore the truth. They stumbled upon a cave full of many skeletons. Although it was a small cave, once inside, the men saw a giant monster. In an attempt to escape, they hid themselves in the crevices, but they could only hide for so long. As soon as they came out, the monster would devour them without mercy. So, to deceive this creature, they decided to paint their bodies with skeleton bones made of black and white clay. This way, they would appear like the fallen hunters, blending in with the ones on the ground. They waited until the monster fell asleep before hatching their plans and returning to their village. However, the Skeleton Tribe's unique practices also extend beyond their body art. Their way of life, deeply rooted in their cultural traditions, is a symbol of their identity. The tribe celebrates this through vibrant dances, enchanting songs, and rhythmic drumming. Speaking of special dance, ever heard of the tribe that can defy gravity, jumping higher than any other human on Earth? Meet the Maasai tribe. Only a few people still don't know that this tribe exists. After all, they are the most famous indigenous tribe in Africa. The Maasai people are a nomadic ethnic group living in select but vast parts of northern, central, and southern Kenya, and across the border in northern Tanzania. Due to their traditional roots in areas surrounding the Masai Mara Reserve and near Amboseli close to the Tanzanian border, they became famous as the best-known ethnic people in East Africa. What makes the Maasai people so unique is their fashion sense, diet, and way of life. Different lifestyles and beliefs have existed throughout history, but this tribe grabs the most attention. For the Maasai, dead people don't need proper burial. Instead, they leave their dead on the field to be eaten by scavengers. According to their beliefs, burying a deceased tribe member harms the earth. So, they provide their dead as food for wild animals. However, the story is different if the deceased is a great chief. Apart from that, the Maasai have a unique system of wealth distribution. Wealth is measured by the number of cattle, wives, and children each Maasai owns. This means Maasai men can take as many wives as they want to have more children. Everything grows larger as the children mature and begin looking after the herds. When the father dies, the children inherit his possessions. Each wife is responsible for building her own house for her children within her husband's village. There's also a hierarchy among the wives, with the first wife holding the most value and power, and her house is built closest to the husband. The Maasai people are also fearless hunters and warriors living in the wild. Hunting the king of the jungle is considered child's play for them, and they see it as a mark of bravery for any worthy warrior. For this reason, places like the Serengeti were turned into national parks, and the Maasai were displaced to preserve wildlife. The good news is that this tradition has changed since 2008, replaced by a sports competition to prove manhood among the warriors. This event, known as the Maasai Olympics, showcases traditional warrior skills, including running, hunting, cattle herding, and dancing. The traditional Maasai diet includes meat, blood, milk, fat, honey, and tree bark. They drink both fresh and curdled milk, often from calabash, and sometimes mixed with fresh cattle blood. The way they extract this blood is fascinating. On the Joe Rogan podcast, a guest who visited the Maasai described how they get blood without killing the cattle. An arrow is carefully shot into the cattle's neck to drain the blood, and the wound is then sealed with ancient techniques that preserve the animal's life. Drinking blood is not an everyday habit. It's mostly done as a ritual or to nourish the sick. Bulls, oxen, and lambs are only slaughtered for special occasions and ceremonies. Cattle are central to Maasai life, so they are rarely killed. Recently, the Maasai have added farm crops like maize meal, rice, and cabbage to their diet. The most fascinating part for many is their physical appearance. The tribe performs a special jump dance, a key part of their culture. This involves jumping as high as possible without leaning on anything. The Maasai can jump higher than most humans, almost defying gravity. They are the tallest people in Africa and very strong, thanks to their calcium-rich diet. The Maasai are the most famous indigenous tribe in Africa because they have been studied and known for years, unlike the next tribe, which is almost invisible. But before we continue, here's our subscriber's pick for today. Ever heard of the tribe that defies gravity? No, not the Maasai. Unlike them, this tribe doesn't jump. Instead, they appear capable of walking on walls, as this image shows. According to stories on the Joe Rogan Experience, this tribe seems to violate all laws of physics, and no one can explain how. Isolated from the world for thousands of years, they may have developed one of the most impressive superpowers in history. Do you think this image is real? Many people online say it looks doctored to support fanciful stories. Share your thoughts with us in the comments below.